Hi. Quick rant. Because right now I'm at home alone and I feel like that's a really good time to do a quick rant by myself. I wasn't being productive at all, and I'm still not. But, you know, it happens. They're not being productive. They're sleeping. Feeling better about myself now. There was like 1,000,001 things I could do today. I woke up late, I slept way in. I'm leaning up against a wall behind me. This wall holds up all of my deserted hopes and dreams. So, my parents, as no one knows, are doing a thing right now. I'm not gonna go too deep into that, because why would I? But, what that means for me, since, whatever, is I'm gonna have to go through everything I've ever acquired in my entire life. What this has brought to my attention is that growing up, I didn't have anything to... Okay, I was passionate about a lot of things, but I clung to everything that had even the slightest bit of meaning to me because I felt like at one point I was going to lose it all. Or I wasn't going to have anything that I cared about anymore at one point in my life, which was a thing that definitely happened. I was like 18 when it happened, but you know what? Here we are, and learning to cope. But, so, through realizing this, I have like boxes and boxes of, chart that I have to go through, and it's bringing up a lot of bad memories. So, like, my childhood wasn't terrible, and a lot of people will bash me that I'm related to, and be like, I can't believe you say your childhood was awful and just nothing was good. No one said that. Everything was pretty okay, alright? I'm not saying I had a terrible childhood. I'm just saying that everyone experiences things differently, and no matter what kind of situation that you're in, it might be the same or it might be different. I don't know. I grew up with a brother, and if you ask us both how our childhood was, it's generally the same, but we both had so many different experiences, and we both lived two very different lives, and so we come out of it very differently, even though we live together now, and I live with them, and you know what, we get along really well, and we just kind of understand that there's a gap there. So my childhood was decent, right? It was pretty good. I know I was loved, you know. That's a whole nother story for another day. But through going through all of my ish that I have to either decide to get rid of or keep, let me show you my room, because I just recently bought a shelf. I am 21 years old and I have never bought stuff for my own room before. So here we are. This is my room. 21 years old, and I just bought a shelf the other day to organize my books and drinks, and I am obsessed with lavender tea these days because anxiety, and it's really been helping, so that's a good thing. My piano, my brother just put up this beautiful shelf for me the other day that he made himself. And you know what? I'm pretty content. I'm about to show you the bad part. I did laundry, kind of. It's in the floor all over the place that I have to hang up. I have like swimsuits and stuff that I have to put away that I've just been tanning in general. Something weird is that my neighbors can totally see into my room no matter what I'm doing. They're a little I can't tell you how many times I've been dancing around like an idiot and glanced out my window mid-dance move and seen a face looking back at me. So, there's just something that you have to get used to as you grow up, but I don't know. So, I tried to live like a minimalist life after I moved out of my parents' house. One, because I was living in a one-bedroom apartment with my brother and my soon-to-be sister-in-law, and two, because I felt like through years and years and years of acquiring all kinds of things that didn't matter to me, really, well, they did, but I had to learn how to let go of everything. The night that I moved out, I took like a box of stuff, and it was like clothes and a charger and a pair of shoes, and that was like it. And I moved out of my parents' house and I left everything else behind. I was like, I don't care anymore. So that was actually a lot to that was a lot to deal with. That was a lot to take all at once. So basically, now that I'm 21 years old, I have the right to acquire meaningless things and just keep all kinds of things that don't matter, right? It's the same thing. I don't know. I'm gonna keep reiterating what I say because it makes more sense to me that way. So, through all of this, I realized the painful truth that nothing matters to me anymore. And even if it does, I'm gonna tell myself that it doesn't so that I throw it away. What's not cool about that is getting baited when they... Sorry. So my sister-in-law went to their house to collect all of my items that I left behind when I moved out and bring them back for me to decide what I wanted to keep and what I wanted to get rid of. My mother was like helping. I'm sure, you know, whatever. I really don't care what they think about me anymore, so I'm just gonna say whatever I want now. Getting baited. They send you things like that are super sentimental to them, and they're like, oh, she can go through this and she can throw it away if she doesn't want it. You don't mean that. I know you don't mean that. I'm being baited, and if I throw it away, then you'll have a reason, a legitimate reason to hate me and feel like I'm a terrible person. Fine, okay. I genuinely thought about just throwing everything away at first and just being like, you know what? I don't care if this means something to you. I'm gonna throw it away anyways because I can and you just gave me the right. But then I realized that that would be stupid. More stupid than me moving out. More stupid than me writing a letter. More stupid than any of it. So, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna send back everything that I think has some kind of importance to them, and I'm going to keep/throw away everything else that doesn't mean anything to me. I have an entire tote, a giant blue tote, full of letters and books that I had written, and just notes and papers and just so much stuff. I was a hoarder back then. Kind of still am now. I'm honestly still coming out of it. Because now, after looking through the tote, God knows how many times, I have finally decided that I'm just gonna burn everything that's in it. I don't know. I'm just gonna burn everything. The only things I'm keeping are the things that are worth anything, or the things that I could give to other people, like shoes I could donate, or CDs I could take to like a vintage stock or something. To be perfectly honest, everything I collected and like acquired over 18 years of my life was useless and worthless. It had meaning to me then, but it doesn't anymore. There was just stuff like things I found out in the yard, or things I went running off in the woods the many times I did that, and would trip over things and find it and be like, that's super cool actually, it's interesting. It's like I went on my own little treasure hunt. And then I would bring it home and I would clean it up and then I would put it on a shelf. Now, these weren't good things. These weren't like fanciful things like, oh, I found a pocket knife or a pocket watch out in the woods. Hi, baby. Yes, I love you too. You wanna be in it? You're cute. These weren't fancy things. They were like a broken piece of some kind of a antique something that was lost in the woods. I don't know. One thing in particular that I found was a broken medicine bottle, and I just brought that back and cleaned that up, which was super stupid and dangerous, and I did it anyways, but it was stuff like that that was meaningful to me and important. Not anymore. Now, I have acquired things that legitimately mean something to me and are important, and those things are like not things. They're like people and feelings and mindsets, and things are a lot different now. I'm just not going to let... I have to remind myself of this every single day, especially when I'm going through all this stuff. I'm not going to let my past define me, drag me down, or fill up my life with meaningless, worthless stuff anymore. This is about me growing up, moving on, and living a better life where I don't cut my hair 15 times in a month because I'm trying to change how I look, or think that money is going to fix all my problems, or think that being in a relationship is going to make me happy. This isn't about that. This is about me being healthy in a mindset, emotionally, and physically. So that was my rant. And I'm sorry if it was too crazy, but these are the important things in my life, the only 4 things that I care about. And I love them. That wasn't planned. So I just kind of walked in the door, but here we are. My room smells like a masseuse office. I'm a hippie. So, that was my rant. I don't know. things are starting to get better, and we're starting to be better people, and by we, I mean me. You know what? It's okay. I'll do another video later, just to kind of go a little bit deeper on things that I don't like hitting on. Maybe I can explain some of this a little better. But until then, this is my daughter. She's a chamomile plant. Love you guys.